Welcome to the Misfit One Lifestyles with Elizabeth Colin. She will awaken and connect with your Misfit One. Are you tired of the ups and downs in your life? Are you ready to live a healthy lifestyle once and for all? We are talking about all aspects of your life. Being fit is not just physical, it's also your mind and soul. Learn how to take steps in your life to move towards your goals. Elizabeth's goal is for everyone listening to the sound of her voice to get fit. Let's get focused, let's get intentional, and let's transform. Now here's your host, Elizabeth Colin.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Misfit One Lifestyles with your host, Elizabeth Colin, also known as Misfit One. And today's guest is gonna get your life right, hunty. You don't know anything about being a boss until you talk to Dr. Arias Ramon. How you doing, babe?
I'm doing good. Thank you for that greeting. I appreciate that.
Girl, listen, for you guys who do not know, she is so phenomenal at what she do that, listen, I'm going to be hooking up with her. I want to know if you will be too. But here's the thing. She is a PhD and chemist. A chemist. Y'all, doctor, put doctor on her name. You understand what I'm saying? And she is turned into a certified master abundant life coach. Let's talk about that because that's a mouthful right there.
Absolutely. So thank you again for having me on your podcast. It is quite a privilege to be here. And so, as you mentioned, I am a PhD analytical chemist. So I've worked in all kinds of different disciplines of chemistry, from a forensic chemist for the DEA, all the way to pharmaceutical chemistry. And then I changed careers from the lab to sales. So I was a sales executive for both startup and Fortune 500 companies, generated millions of dollars of revenue for them. And then I decided to keep it going, and I got my Abundant Life certification. And that's where I am currently. I'm still doing the sales, but I'm also doing the coaching as well.
Which is great because what I hear from your story is that you found your passion and you found what you love.
That's it. And that's the reason why, like, I went from lab to sales to coaching, because even though I've had achieved so much success in the different fields and areas I was in, one of the things that I always describe is, but there was more. It's like, even though I have success over here, there was still like this, I would say, this hunger in my spirit. I'm like, okay, that's a cue for me that I still need to keep going until my spirit feels full. There was always just a little bit missing. And so I finally, like I say, I found my purpose, and I'm full now. I'm pleased. So I'm happy.
I love that. I love that. And by being an abundant life path coach, you take what you feel happy and good about, and then you reach out and help others with that. Can you talk to us a little bit about that? How does it feel to be on the other side of it?
It feels really good, and for more reasons than one. So, like, for example, I don't teach or coach anything that I haven't personally touched myself, had experience in myself. To me, that's the best type of teaching, is somebody who's kind of pioneered and already been through where somebody else is trying to go. So my passion is really being able to dig in and, okay, I found my purpose. I found my happiness. Now let's talk to you about what your goals are, not just in life, but career, business, because I've got experience in success in not only just life, but career and business and academics and all of that. So really just taking my clients, what it is that they want for their lives, see where their thought process is currently, because as you know, the direction we typically go in life is a product of how we think.
Yes, ma'am.
So really getting to the nuts and bolts of what your thought pattern is, and okay, are there areas that we can really craft to move your life, career, business in a direction that you want to see your life go in.
Let's dig a little deeper into that, because you help women build their own destiny.
Mm-hmm.
So for all the tribe that's listening today, can you give us some tips on what that even looked like to start? That sounds huge, right? That sounds like, oh my God, I want to do that, but how? Can you give us 3 little steps on how do we walk that way?
Yes, absolutely. So I always say I divide out into like 3 tiers: define your dream, discover your destiny, build your dynasty. And I always say your destiny is the bridge that connects your dream to your dynasty. So we all, I would hope all of us have some type of vision or a dream that we want for ourselves. I mean, for each one of us is different, right?
Correct.
So, but your dream, you don't have that dream for a reason. Your dream, your passion, that thing that you envision for your life, like that is planted in your heart for a reason. And that dream is directly connected to what your destiny is. They're all interrelated. So whatever that thing is that gives you that spark, that fire, that passion, that is your first sign that, hey, this is directly connected to what I'm born to do, that what my purpose is in life. They are not two totally different things. They are very interconnected. So once you can really hone in on what that dream and passion is for your life, that's your telltale sign. Okay, I'm close to what I was put here on this earth to do. Another thing is really, so that's your first, I would say those are kind of the first 2 signs because they're all interconnected. Your destiny is that bridge that connects your dream to your dynasty. And so that's number 1. Number 2 is finding that thing that you're really passionate about. And number 3 is anytime that you're destiny driven or purpose driven or really trying to figure out, okay, what it is I'm here on this earth to do. One of my favorite quotes is by Mark Twain, which is the 2 most important days in your life are the day you were born and the day you find out why. Like, I love that quote. And so whenever you're on that journey, you're gonna run into obstacles. You're gonna run it. It is not a smooth journey.
Right.
That thing is
Yes.
it's not simple. So the third piece of advice, or the third thing I would say, is when you run into those opposition, obstacles, things that are thrown in your way to try to get you off track, is to remain focused and know that this too shall pass. Even though it may, when you're going through it, is rough, but if you can stick it out, there is a reward at the end of sticking out whatever storm that tries to come your way to derail you from your purpose.
That right there is some valuable nuggets, people. Y'all, you're welcome. You're welcome. All y'all, you're welcome. That right there is something you can take today and implement in your life. Like, as a matter of fact, right now, get out your pens and paper, guys. Get out your pens and paper. You already heard what she said. Start mapping it out, because Dr. Ariel, you are one of the people that I have totally started stalking.
Okay, that's a good thing. That's good stalking.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. Now, how can other people reach out to you? I went to your website, so can you share that with them? Or?
Yes, so it's www.arielsimone.com. That's ARRIELCYMONE.com.
Love it. And what's so great about you is that, because I am a certified professional life coach as well. And I specialize on wellness. And what you say, when you say about your destiny in corporate world, it's a lot of us out there that's struggling to sit at that table, because we don't even have a vision of what that table look like.
Right.
So when people come to you, like you said, millions, you've helped them millions. right? Millions of dollars. Not just, y'all didn't hear me when I say millions of dollars. This woman here is not playing. She boss. She boss, right? So when we come to you as a client to say, listen, I want to fulfill my destiny in this corporation or my own business, my own this, what does that look like?
So first of all, I would say it looks like number one thing is clarity. You need to be clear on what it is that you want. Otherwise, you might start dibbling and dabbling in all kinds of different things and be like, this is not what I want. So clarity is very important. Having a true vision on what it is you want, whether it's starting your own business or whether you want to climb that corporate ladder, you need to have clarity on what it is you want. So let's break it down first into the corporate world. So that's an entire different environment in itself. You first have to learn how to navigate through the corporate world.
Can I tell you, like, I'm married to my husband is old corporate. Remember them old corporates? That you got to have a PhD for them to even talk to you. No.
Yeah. So that first, so if you want to get into the corporate world and climb that corporate ladder, I would say the first thing, well, aside from the clarity, is learning how to navigate that corporate space, because it is one where networking, knowing the right people, knowing when to bite your tongue, knowing when to speak up, it's a culture. So you got to figure that corporate culture out in order to really be able to move and shake in that corporate space. So in terms of starting your own business, again, it's clarity. What is it you want? If you're not really getting that purpose feeling from your corporate job, then I would say starting your own business is the perfect way to be able to do what it is that you're passionate about. You call the shots, you set the tone.
Yes.
You create the environment you want to be in. You know, it's all of that. So there are definitely advantages to really being able to pursue your purpose and destiny by going the path of starting your own business as well. But the number one thing is clarity. Be clear on what it is that you want.
You know, clarity is important in so many areas of our lives that, you know, that makes sense. It's like, oh, that makes sense. Like I'm looking at the big picture. I'm gonna be the boss of the world. I'm gonna be on stage. I'm gonna be blah, 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 blah. And you're like, well, you gotta be clear. Oh yeah, that's right. Let's see, right? Because so many of us can do so many things.
Right.
And I think about just me. Little country girl, grew up and only saw New York on TV at first. You know, I've been there since then. But in my mind, you know, the man on the corner of New York, you want some watches? You want some watches? Nah, I want a purse. I got that right here. You know, he got everything you need. I got purses. I got watches. I got jewelry. I got everything you need, right? And I think about us as individuals. It's so many people that can do everything that you start thinking, wait a minute, like, I'm calling BS on some shit.
Right. Absolutely.
Come on, Dr. Ariel. Let's talk real. Let's get it for real.
Yeah. So that's when, like you said, when people, you could do everything. And a lot of us are multi-talented, right?
We are, yes.
But it's very important that even regardless of if you're good at a lot of things, when you're talking about purpose and destiny, that's where it's real important to hone in and be clear about what it is, because is what you're doing, even if I got the purses and the watches and all
everything, what you want? I got a Rolex, I got buoys, I got, like, what?
Right. And so the ultimate question is to go back to, is this directly related to where I'm trying to go? And is this directly related to my passion, which is also directly tied to my purpose? So I think ultimately when we go out there and we like, oh, I could do this, I could do that, I can do that. Well, if you're destiny and purpose driven, that question at the end of the day is to ask, is what I'm about to do putting me in the direction of my purpose?
Dang, that was so simple, y'all. Listen. You know that we are I'm going to speak for me. I'm a little cray-cray, So my mind be going, ooh, 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 ooh. But Dr. Ariel, you said it perfectly. If it's not aligned with your purpose, your destiny, why do it? It took me 50 some years. I'll be 51 in a couple of months. And it took me a long time to figure that out.
Mm-hmm. It's not.
Uh,
It's not an overnight easy thing. Like it takes it. You have to be intentional about it. It has to be deliberate. Like you're not gonna just stumble across and be like, oh, okay. Like you really have to be intentional about this thing. It's not just gonna come knock at your door.
and you said the key word of the day, girl, intentional. Because you
Yeah.
know, on my platform, my whole fit formula is focus plus intentional equals transformation. And you just said it right there.
That's it. That's it. I love that formula because it's so true. That's
Thank you. Yeah.
true. You have to have that focus. Oh, I love that. You have to have that focus and that intention to see that transformation, right?
Right. And
So
and I call it living fit because you know, once we focus, I mean, you just broke it down so simple that if it's not your destiny, y'all hear me? I'm saying softly so you can understand and have to, you got lean in a little bit. Yeah, we leaning in, what you saying, right? If it's not your purpose or your destiny, what you doing it for?
yeah, ultimately. Yeah.
Ultimately, you know, she said it's about clarity, and boy, oh boy, whoo, that's so simple yet so hard. And it's so hard for so many of us because we have so many talented talents, and we have this so much stimuli from the outside world, and they doing this and like, oh, I could do that too, or they doing that, oh, I could do that too. But
Hmm.
tell them again how they get to their root.
So it's clarity and focusing, like you said, on what it is that you're passionate about, even if you have a lot of talents. Now, I will say, okay, I started as a chemist in a lab, then I went to sales and then coaching. Like that, it is also a process. So don't count out where you are currently in life, because I always say it's the thing that leads to the thing also. Where what you're gaining, that information that you're gaining now for where you are,
Right.
will be used somehow to where you're going. But
Absolutely.
it all ties back to what it is you're passionate about. Like I can't say that enough. That that your dream and your passion is so tightly interconnected to what your purpose is on this earth. Like it is not a coincidence. And so once you can get real clear on that piece, then you can, that's your sign right there. Okay, this is the direction I need to start stepping in, because I know that because I feel so passionate about this, just naturally passionate about it, that my destiny and my purpose is around the corner.
Dang, that's it. That's really it. I mean, what's so great about it is that when you speak on this abundance, what does
Mhm.
that mean to you?
So I say that there's 6 elements. So health, wealth, love, joy, peace, and purpose. So all of those are elements of an abundant life. So if there's any area where there may be some dryness that needs to be nurtured, definitely focus on that. Be intentional about that. Like you said, the fit, so that you can see transformation in that
That's
area.
right. Uh-huh, uh-huh,
Yeah,
uh-huh.
Miss Fit one to taught me something. But no, so those are the 6 elements of abundance. So health, wealth, love, joy, peace, and purpose. And so health, that's not only just the physical health, but mental health too. Self-love, self-care, just really focusing on the things that make you healthy, eating right, exercising. And one thing I will say about exercising, it helps both mentally and physically. Wealth, That's how you handle your resources. You don't have to be an automatic millionaire or billionaire. It's more about how you handle the resources you have. Do you have that mindset of building wealth, health, wealth, love? That's surrounding yourself with people who are for you,
Yes.
who want to see you win, who are about you. Joy, that's doing the things that you love in life that make you feel happy. Peace, to me, that ties back to the health part, taking care of your body and your mind. Um, Peace, love, joy, peace, and purpose. We were talking a big chunk about purpose, so it goes back to that as well.
You know what's so great about that is that, it's very difficult um, to navigate those things, right? And especially as a coach, because we navigate that for others. So I'm going
Mhm.
to ask you, Dr. Ariel, how do you start your day? How do you start your day, one? And secondly, what does your self-care look like?
Okay, so how I start my day is with prayer and meditation, just really getting my mindset ready for whatever the day may bring. Because you never really know. You can set your expectations. Well, I will say, set your expectations that regardless of what comes your way, you're going to have a great day. But I started with just really getting sound minded. And that's just by being still, being in a quiet place before I even get my day started, just through prayer and meditation to
Yes.
connect my mind and my spirit, just to have that peace. And so, regardless of whatever comes your way, you will approach it from a place of peace, and that's important. Um,
Yes, yes,
so
yes.
that's how I start my day. And self care. I'm glad you asked. Right now, I'm actually in my hotel room. I'm on a spacation right now. Okay.
Vacation.
I'm on a spacation. I've been to the spa yesterday. I'm going to the spa after this podcast. So self-care is carving out some time for yourself. Whether it's like what I'm doing, booking a hotel room and having you a couple days where you're going to the spa in an undisclosed location.
Oh, I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's where I am right now. So that's a perfect question. It's just really taking care of you, because I know it's a cliche term, but you can't pour from an empty vessel or an empty well. So it's important that you fill yourself up and surround yourself with people that also fill you up, so that you can give to others the max, of what they deserve that you give. Especially, like you said, as being coaches, we pour into people so much. So it's also important that we're also poured into, so that we can be refilled to pour some more.
Love it, love it, love it. Tell us again, how can we connect with you?
You can connect with me at arielsimone.com, and also on Facebook at Ariel Simone.
Okay. Are you on Instagram by any chance?
I am on Instagram. I'm not as active, but at Ariel Simone on Instagram as well. But I'm
Okay.
more active on Facebook. Yeah.
Facebook, yeah. Which it's so good to hear that you are taking a private getaway. That's beyond amazing, because it's so hard to find time to do that. And I'm glad you are leading by example.
Absolutely. And it is hard to find time. You just got to make it. Be like, you know what? These 3 days, that's
Mine,
it.
mine, mine,
Mine.
yes,
Yeah.
mine. Which is so phenomenal. Listen, you have really brightened my day. You are so phenomenal. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking time out of your staycation, your vacation, spacation to
Thank you.
take time
Thank
with
you.
us. Let me ask you, what else can we be looking for coming up with you this year?
So I'm planning on having a lot of new courses coming out, master classes, some of them free, some of them paid. But so I've been really trying to brainstorm on what it is that I want to present, but I can't get away from this whole purpose destiny piece. So I think it's time for me to teach that thing. Like, okay, do set your career path. Okay, we'll do business, but then I keep going back to purpose. So I think that one of the most recent things y'all will see me doing is a class on that.
Well, girl, we all gonna follow you. We gonna stay connected so that we can keep in touch and know what's going on. Because purpose is definitely something we all need to figure out for ourselves. So thank you again. And before we wrap it up, is there anything you want to leave the people? Any words of
I
wisdom?
would say, yes. So I would say, whatever it is you want for your life, go for it. I mean, this life, we have that opportunity to do what it is that we dream to do. And I say, just go after it with everything you've got and live that abundant life and enjoy that health, wealth, love, joy, peace, and purpose.
Bam. Drop mic. You're amazing. Thank you. Listen, guys, till next week, live fit. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Misfit One Lifestyles. Listen, when you are fed up and sick and tired of living this stifled, overwhelmed, and overstressed life, and you're ready to live the fullest, richest, and healthiest life by gaining more confidence, more energy, and more clarity, living in your best self, you know what to do, right? Go ahead, go to my website, misfit1.com. Sign up for our online courses, Creating Healthy Habit, so that you too can live fit, focus, move with intention, and transform your life.